Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. I hope you guys are having a great day. We have the market that's going crazy right now, and that is because CPI data for April comes out tomorrow. And what this really is going to have a big indicator on is what the Fed is probably going to be doing with interest rates, which is going to bring a lot of volatility to the market, which could have a big influence on stock prices, indexes, and specifically we'll be talking about PLTR. A big thing that I'm seeing with PLTR is kind of a change in the agenda and change of momentum and kind of emotion. We're seeing some bearish articles that are coming out that I just don't necessarily fully agree with, especially because recently Palantir still had an amazing quarter, but people are kind of taking this to the extreme. In addition, what we do see is actually a positive amount of Palantir call activity that's been happening for end of the week expirations. We're going to be getting into the details. Lots to talk about in this video. If you are a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos. Thank you for supporting a smaller content creator. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Now, pop it up on the screen here. What we see with Palantir is holding this $20 level of support, doing well. After this reversal was triggered right at this $20 level right here, we see PLTR up about 2.4% of the day. We see hesitation in the major indexes, even though finishing in the green, only about 0.3 to 0.75% here. NASDAQ, S&P 500, Dow Jones are really all waiting right here for the coming inflation report. That could be market shaking, and that is because the Federal Reserve is going to be making a move on these interest rates, depending if they're going to cut it, keep it the same, or if we see for some reason an increase, we could see a big correction in the market. Now, a cooler than expected CPI report, of course, would suggest interest rate cuts, which the Fed is hoping to at least do once per year. We've heard this from them. However, on the flip side, if we're seeing here a higher than expected inflation report, this could push those timelines out even, possibly raising the odds that we might not see an interest rate cuts by the end of the year. And this could cause a lot of volatility in terms of the bearish perspective in the market, just due to the fact that at the start of the year, remember, we had the market pricing in as much as about we had 6 to 7 interest rate cuts that were expected. We haven't seen one yet. We're getting to about half of the year almost. So it'll be interesting to see what happened. We're seeing core CPI showing a 0.3% increase in April, slightly below the March reading of 0.4. That's what the analysts are estimating right now. Now let's talk about Palantir. What is this right here? You see, like I said, a change in agenda, a sell alert saying, don't believe the hype, dump Palantir stock right now. What they're talking about here is that AIP product does not provide a competitive advantage for Palantir. Excuse me. Palantir and AIP specifically has been a great catalyst, I think, for Palantir's recent earnings. And we've seen with customer growth in terms of the commercial revenue, in terms of customer acquisition, retention, we've seen AIP that has been very beneficial, doing a great job. And we've seen some very positive partnerships that have came due to the fact that AIP was even put in place last year. Just look at the Oracle partnership and how much exposure that can bring to PLTR. And this article even goes in to talk about how the company conducted over 915 boot camps in the U.S. and internationally. This is a great thing. I don't know why we're seeing this in terms here. However, what the main justification here that this article is trying to utilize, and for basically an argument basis, is saying that these growth rates probably fail to meet the investors' expectation, suggesting the downward trajectory of Palantir Technologies, and then of course go into the valuation. If anybody wants to take a bearish perspective on Palantir, they'll just bring up the valuation. However, Palantir is always traded at a pretty high valuation. We've seen this across the board. We've seen this doing historical analysis on Seeking Alpha, and specifically looking at some of the other industrial kind of stocks that fall within the category of what Palantir is in terms of an AI SaaS software industry stock. All these stocks are trading at a high premium. We're in an AI boom right now, so what do you expect, especially if everybody's predicting that Palantir is going to continue to do well in the near future, because AI is the name of the game. I couldn't agree much more right here that the AIP bootcamp has proven popular in savvy investors taking a look at what's actually happening with Palantir's measurable financial results. And this is getting into the number one crucial number for Palantir that a lot of people are ignoring. Now, this is talking about the rule of 40. If you don't know what the rule of 40 is, this is a kind of percentage calculation that combines the revenue growth rate and profit margin together. Now, when a company attains and maintains a rule of 40% or higher right here, Palantir registered 57% in the last quarter. This is a really positive sign. And talking about with lower, if you're not within the rule of 40 possibility, they say here you can have cash flow problems. Now, Palantir specifically has maintained a 40% or higher rule of 40 score for 6 of the past 8 quarters. So I don't know what this is all coming about, what this means right here, talking about cellular right here, when Palantir has been doing very well, taking off recently, going from 46 to 57%. And now why this is really important and is a great indicator, because it indicates that management just isn't just pouring over those investments here, talking about into revenue growth, but they're focusing on translating the growth into profitability. And this is because we've seen increases in profit margin, and this is succeeding at the same time we see the growth in the commercial customers and soaring demand for the company's AIP boot camps right here. We're seeing successful conversions and also retentions that is continuing to keep this, I want to say, whole cycle into effect. The carousel keeps continuing to go round and round as revenue is continuing to climb. And this really does bring ongoing opportunity for increased profit margins. So the rule of 40 has been a really great indicator that Palantir is continuing to be successful. And just the fact that the reason we're seeing a change in Palantir's kind of, I want to say, we're seeing a sell-off here after earnings is because we're seeing a little bit of an overreaction because they slightly changed their guidance just by not a big percentage. And I think this is actually more beneficial for Palantir because it shows that they're trustworthy. They're actually showing realized expectations, and they're making those adjustments along the way. And I really do like that Palantir is coming out and just saying, hey, we're seeing a change in our future guidance. This is what we're seeing right now, and it's even not that big of an adjustment. And I think we're seeing a little bit of an overreaction in the market. Specifically, one big thing that we are seeing for Palantir is talking about the call options right here. Look at the call options and the volume coming in here at the 22. At the 23, you see 40,000 and 34,000 respectively, really outbeating the puts right here. We could be seeing a run up in PLTR. Big things. One thing that we are seeing people are using as a big bearish kind of piece of media right here is we're seeing the co-founder right here selling a lot of Palantir stock. Now, this does not always necessarily mean that, hey, the insiders know something that nobody else knows what's going on. Boom, boom, boom. You all of a sudden have a kind of this FUD that starts spreading across the market. Insiders sell for a bunch of different reasons. There's many different reasons that they can utilize. They have millions of shares that they can do whatever they want with, and there can be many different reasons on why they're selling stock. We don't always necessarily know what is happening within that. Great. Last meme I want to talk about here. We see GameStop, Roaring Kitty talking about that. People talking about, oh, is the meme frenzy back? Talking about GameStop, AMC, GME, the play, talking about that. Get in the attendees. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we're going all the way back to 2021, which is crazy. It's already 3 years ago now. But Palantir, sitting here, we are talking about Palantir. So that's all what I have for you guys. Take care. Peace out. I hope you guys have a great day. And what do you guys think about the articles talking about coming out here, talking about cellular? What do you make about that? Do you think the rule of 40 is good? What do you see with Palantir with all these call options? Where do you see it going in the future here? And what's your prediction on the inflation report? Because I think this is going to have a big, 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 big volatility indicator that could be coming in here soon. Peace out. Take care. And I'll catch you guys later.